Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Saturday, November 18th, 2023. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with last night's edition of WWE Smackdown broadcast live on Fox from the Ford Center in Evansville, Indiana. In the main event, LA Knight defeated Jimmy Uso. Following the match, Uso's bloodline partner Solo Sikoa helped Uso to attack Knight at ringside until Cody Rhodes made the save.
Cody Rhodes! Cody taking the fight to the bloodline! Talk about a man who has an issue with the bloodline! A major issue with the bloodline! And Cody Rhodes is going back for more! This place is erupting. Rhodes catching up with Jimmy Uso.
In the show's final segment, Becky Lynch was revealed to be the War Games partner of Bianca Belair, Shotzi, and Charlotte Flair. They are scheduled to face Bayley, Kairi Sane, Asuka, and WWE Women's Champion Io Sky in the Women's War Game match at Survivor Series. During an earlier promo segment, Damage Control officially welcomed Asuka into their group. Shotzi, Charlotte Flair, and Bianca Belair stormed the ring, but were held off by Damage Control.
Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair now. Look at Flair go, and the EST at WWE. Yeah, but Bayley now on the attack. And Bianca sent out of the ring. Still very much outnumbered. Charlotte continues to fight. Shotzi now getting beaten down as Flair thrown to the outside. Yeah, the numbers game just catching up to Bianca, Charlotte, and Shotzi.
The Street Profits won a triple threat match over the Brawling Brutes and Pretty Deadly to become the #1 contenders to the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. In another promo segment, Santos Escobar attempted to explain his recent turn against Rey Mysterio in the LWO. Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde came down to confront him, but were cheap-shotted by Escobar until Carlito chased them off. In other results, Axiom lost his main roster debut to Dragon Lee, and Grayson Waller beat Cameron Grimes. AEW presented a live edition of Collision head-to-head with SmackDown last night on TNT from the Kia Forum in Inglewood, California. In the main event match, AEW World Women's Champion Hikaru Shida and TBS Champion Chris Statlander defeated the Outcast duo of Ruby Soho and Saraya when Shida pinned Saraya. Following the match, the show concluded with a promo from AEW World Champion MJF, looking ahead to his title defense against Jay White tonight at Full Gear.
So when you ask me, MJF, what is the likelihood of you beating the Guns and Jay White all in one night when all those men are so supremely talented, of you making it to 365 days as world champion, of you getting one step closer of obtaining your ultimate goal of going down as the greatest AEW world champion of all time? I'd say slim to none. But unfortunately for Jay White and all my detractors, I just so happen to like those odds.
Trent Beretta won a three-way match over Brian Cage and Commander to become the #1 contender to the TNT Championship. In other results, Miro beat Daniel Garcia via referee stoppage. Brody King and Malachi Black beat the Boys. Roosh and Dax Harwood battled to a no contest, and Buddy Matthews defeated Wheeler Yuta. After the match, Matthews threatened Yuta with a chair but was run off by Claudio Castagnoli, who challenged him to a match at Full Gear. Following the conclusion of Collision, the tapings continued with a live edition of AEW Rampage. In the closing segment, MJF attacked Jay White while White was giving a backstage interview. After brawling with Juice Robinson in the back, MJF chased White into the arena, fought off the Guns, and almost reclaimed his AEW World title belt before White stole it back. Samoa Joe came to MJF's assistance, fighting off Bullet Club Gold. MJF shook his hand, and it was explained that he would be accepting his help as a tag team partner for his defense of the Ring of Honor World Tag Team title during tonight's Full Gear 0 Hour. Also, as a condition, MJF is expected to grant Joe a shot at the AEW World title.
Look at this right here, the killing machine Samoa Joe, willing to help out MJF if he gets a title shot. I don't think MJF has a choice, Nigel.
extending the hand. Will he take it? Remember, he must give Joe a title shot if he does. A return match if he does. If he takes it, Joe will team with MJF tomorrow.
The AEW World Champion has made a deal with the devil.
Roderick Strong had a legitimate scare during his match with Action Andretti, taking a bump directly on his head that caused the match to be paused while medical staff checked on him. The match would resume with Strong going on to win it. In other results, Christian retained the TNT title against number 1 contender Trent Beretta, and Tony Storm defeated Emi Sakura. In National Wrestling Alliance news, NWA owner and president Billy Corgan has denied rumors that he is preparing to make steep personnel cuts to the company. In an exclusive interview with PW Insider, Corgan refuted the report, which originally came from House of Wrestling, saying there was no truth to it, adding, quote, "The territorial system being reinstated is partly to make sure that if key roster talents are not in a particular TV taping cycle, they keep working in our NWA ecosystem. We value everyone that works for us, and some are under contract and some are not, but that doesn't mean I don't want everyone working for us all the time. I would not have invested time and money by extension in storylines and promotion of a character they own," end quote. Recent reports had linked the NWA's reinstatement of a territorial working relationship with other independent promoters to a decline in the company's financial health and a general need for cost-cutting measures. Our final report today will contain some spoilers for upcoming Ring of Honor television. These will not be full results, but only the newsworthy items that occurred during these tapings. If you wish to not hear any of these spoilers, we will give you a moment to make your decision, and please remember to follow us across all of our forms of social media. Ronda Rousey made her surprise Ring of Honor debut last night during the ROH tapings that followed AEW Collision and Rampage at the Kia Forum. Rousey teamed with Marina Shafir to take on ROH Women's Champion Athena and Billy Starks. The two teams had previously gone to a no contest on last Thursday's Wrestling Revolver event in Los Angeles. Rousey left WWE following her loss to Shayna Baszler at SummerSlam last August. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.